Hello everyone, this is Navanita. Now we are going to study the topic from silk wool, that is story of wool. We know that to know about silk, Nilima visited a sericulture exhibition. So people there shared their experiences with Nilima. So Nilima next day visited another part of the exhibition with her grandpa. So the entrance was shaped like a big sheep. She entered through the stomach of the sheep into the exhibition hall. She was surprised because the setting seemed to be a real Kashmiri village. Yes, there she saw different varieties of woolen cloths like sweaters, mufflers, hats, long coats, table covers, etc. So there were models of different types of animals like sheep, goat, yak, llama, camel, alpsa, etc. Yes, there she observed different types of woolen clothes like sweaters, mufflers, hats, long coats, table covers, etc. So along with that, she observed different types of animals models. Yes. So what are those? Sheep, goat, yak, llama, camel, alpaca, etc. So she knows sheep gives wool. We all of us know sheep gives wool. But why were the other animals displayed at the stalls? So here, Grandpa told Nilima that wool is obtained from hair of all the animals displayed. So which animals are displayed there? So from that animals, the wool is obtained from hair. It is also called fleece or fur. Yes, it is also called fleece or fur collectively. It is mainly a protein called keratin. Okay, so in that hair the protein will be present, that is keratin. Yes, here we'll call this fleece or fur as a hair of animals. So good quality wool is obtained from merino sheep. Yes, good quality wool is obtained from merino sheep. They are specially reared. Okay, they are specially reared. So the fleece is 3 to 5 inches long and very fine and most valuable. Okay, the fleece which is obtained from merino sheep is 3 to 5 inches long and very fine and most valuable. So a merino sheep may yield about 5 to 18 kg of wool per year. Okay, a merino sheep may yield about 5 to 18 kg of wool per year. So here, Grandpa, do we find any difference among hair of different animals? Nilima asked to her grandpa. What she is asking? Do we find any difference among hair of different animals? So he is giving reply to Nilima. Certainly, hair of camel that leaves in Rajasthan is not same as Angora goat that lives in Kashmir. Yes, here he is saying that hair of camel that lives in Rajasthan is not same as Angora goat that lives in Kashmir. Yes, here we find the difference among hair of camel which is lives in Rajasthan and Angora goat which lives in Kashmir. So camels have rough and coarse hair. Okay, under this rough hair, some animals usually have soft hair as well. So Angora goat and the merino sheep have soft hair. Okay, camels have rough and coarse hair. But Angora goat and the merino sheep have soft hair. Now again she is asking to her grandpa, where do we find sheep or goat that give us wool? So here he is saying that in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, they are often reared on large farms. Yes. Next, here again she is asking that, Grandpa, what are they doing with that scissors? So now he is saying that that is a shear to cut fleece from sheep. Okay, that is a shear to cut fleece from sheep. During spring season, fleece of sheep is removed from its body. Yes, using this type of razor. In which season? That is spring season. Fleece of sheep is removed from its body using this type of razor. So this process is called shearing. To prevent damage to skin, grease is used. Okay, to prevent damage to skin, grease is used. So this process is called shearing. Now, Nilima, come here. See this bag, water tank and spade. Her grandpa is talking with Nilima. Nilima, come here. See this bag. See this big water tank and spade. Shaved skin with hair is dipped in such tanks and stirred with a spade. Often it may be washed under a stream of water as well. So this water contains some chemicals to remove grease, dirt and dust. Yes, to prevent from skin damage, they'll apply grease on this. Yes, so in that water they'll add some chemicals. So that chemical remove grease and dirt and dust. Yes, here this process is called washing or scouring. Okay, this process is called washing or scouring. So after washing, cool air is passed over the wool which makes it softer. So here Nilima asking to her grandpa, what are they doing? Why are they keeping heaps of fleece at separate places? So here he is saying that, well, they are sorting coarse and soft ones as well as broken, and long ones and making separate piles of them. Yes, so they are separating the wool here. So here unwanted materials like twigs or bits of leaves etc. that may be present with the wool are also separated out. Yes, so in the skin, that means here shade skin, unwanted material will be present like twigs or bits of leaves etc. So that may be present with the wool or also separated out. Yes, when they are sorting coarse and soft ones as well as broken and long ones and making separate piles of them. So this process is called sorting or wool classing. Okay, so fleece is a soft mass of wool. Okay, again she is asking that to her grandpa. How do these woolen fibers get different colors? What is there in the tubs? So he said that there are bleaches and dyes in the tubs. So woolen fibers are bleached and then dyed with different colors. So here the colored fibers are used to make yarn. These fibers are then combed. So why they'll use bleach and dyes in the tubs means here woolen fibers are bleached and then dyed with different colors. Yes, so by using of these different colors, the fibers are used to make different colors yarn. So these fibers are then combed. So here there is a machine for combing. Okay, there is a machine for combing or carding. Yes, there is a machine for combing or carding wool. So wool is pulled through many teeth of the combing machine. So from there a machine rolls and pulls it out into a thick rope, and another twists it into a long thread. You can observe in this picture. So this is the process of spinning. Here a machine rolls and pulls it out into a thick rope. Yes. Here another twists it into a long thread. So this process is called spinning. Here you can see it being wound on rilling spools as well. So here, thus we get the yarn for weaving, which may be dyed before. So again she is asking that, Grandpa, how can I use those needles? What are they doing with the needles? So Nilima, they are knitting woolen fabrics by using needles. You can observe in this picture. They are knitting woolen fabrics by using needles. So wool can be knit easily because it has a natural bend or crimp on it. So here, by making knots with loops and rings of long threads of yarn, This process is called knitting. You can observe in this picture. So here, in addition to handmade process of knitting, hand looms and power looms are also used on which woolen yarn is woven to fabric. Okay? Now, so woolen threads are stretched from the top of loom to the bottom. Yes, woolen threads are stretched from the top of the loom to the bottom. So these are called wrap threads. So the threads that go side to side are weft threads. So a shuttle like a big needle takes the weft threads over and under wrap threads. So here one more important part of the loom is the harness. So the harness lifts every other wrap thread so that the weft threads go over one and under the next. So all types of yarn, whether cotton or silk or wool, etc., are woven in this manner. So here Nilima was surprised to see how fast knitting was being carried out. She sat near a man to observe and learn how to knit. Nilima purchased a book about woolen fabrics and a sweater for her grandma and returned home. So at home, Nilima made a flowchart to show the processes involved from obtaining wool to producing fabric. So what is the flowchart she prepared? We'll see now. So now this. She prepared like this. The process: shearing, scouring, sorting, bleaching, dyeing, combing or carding, rolling and twisting, spinning, weaving or knitting woolen fabric. So by seeing this, Grandpa asked Nilima to check and make corrections in the sequence. So what corrections do you think Nilima needs to make here? So is the flowchart is correct or not here? No. So here we have to make corrections in this flowchart. So here Nilima thought that silk and wool are also natural fibers like cotton. So she wanted to find out the differences between silk and cotton. Yes, so the main point here, silk. Here in this silk, mainly protein. Yes, in silk, here mainly protein will be present. In cotton, mainly a carbohydrate called cellulose will be present. This is the main difference between silk and cotton. So here, do you know, wool is a poor conductor of heat. Okay, wool is a poor conductor of heat. Air trapped in between the woolen fibers and prevents the flow of heat from our body to our surroundings. Yes, here air trapped in between the woolen fibers and prevents the flow of heat from our body to our surroundings. So we feel hot and are protected from cold. So here we have to give reasons why people in desert area also use woolen clothes. So woolen cloth also helps to douse fire. Yes.